G'day, Lockie here. So there was an announcement this morning at CoreOS Fest by Gabe Monroy of Microsoft, and that was announcing a new open source project called Draft. And Draft's mission is simple: it's to streamline Kubernetes development. So that's really going after laptop to production environment and getting some faster repeat cycles and getting your code out there tested and getting it pushed out onto these Kubernetes environments. So if you haven't had a chance to take a look, I want to just give you a quick demo. All I've done now is a draft init, and draft init just sets it up on a Kubernetes cluster. So you end up with a draft D bunch of pods sitting in the kube system namespace, and they are ready to take these draft commands. So I'm going to change my hat and just give you the full experience here. Now I'm Lockie, the app developer. I'll pop over to my workspace here. So I have an Python app here in requirements.txt, just a basic Python app. What I can do with draft is do a draft create. Now it says I've detected Python, ready to sail. Let me pop over here to VS Code and show you what's happened here. So we've got a development environment set up here, which is great. You check this into your source code, great for CI/CD. A few bits of information about the deployment, the namespace, and whether I have watches on it. We have a Docker file to actually build the container and publish it to, I have draft pointing at my specific Azure container registry, and here's absolutely the application, and we have a Helm chart. So Helm's doing the last mile, so draft is pushing the container and running a Helm install on the Kubernetes cluster. So that's all the innards. You don't really need to know about them. So we've done a draft create, and now we're just going to do a draft up. And what this should do is push all the contents of my local file system up to Draft D. Draft D will look at the Docker file and build the container, publish the container out to my Azure container registry, and then do a Helm install of that chart with that container artifact in it. So this is happening right now here up in this top right hand corner. I also want to, down the bottom here, I'll put a watch so you can see on my Kubernetes cluster I'm looking at the default namespace, which is where this deployment will end up. So we should see it. Okay, so it's going through running a pip install from requirements.txt. So it looks to me like it's doing a Docker build right now, and now it's doing a push. So you can see it's actually pushing up Jolly Spaniel. So it's pushing that up. It's mounted some file systems from one of my other containers. Fantastic. So that's been pushed. All right. So you can see now I have a deployment that's created for Jolly Spaniel, and there's 2 containers creating. It would have also, so once they get to running, it would have created an Ingress resource. So kubectl get Ingress. We'll take a look at that. So you can actually see that Jolly Spaniel has created an Ingress record, which is mapping to this. So you need to have an Ingress controller. So if you don't have an Ingress controller, go and grab one over at, grab from the Helm upstream charts as an Nginx Ingress controller, care of my friend Michael Goodness. So once these are up, I should, as it says here, be able to actually go and hit this. Fantastic. Hello world. Okay, so wait, there's more, but wait, there's more. The vacuum cleaner aid. We have this, Gabe mentioned kind of the inner loop. So now we've set up actually a watch to say if anything changes on my file system, push that out. So let's pop back over to VS Code here, pull up this, and let's just say hello Kubernetes. Fantastic. Push that out. Pylint not installed. Fantastic. All right, so you can see it's actually triggered on this side, and it's going to run another container create and do a Helm upgrade. So you should see it push the container out and then do an upgrade here. Now that I haven't done anything, no more draft create, no more draft up, it's because I have it in watch mode that this is happening. So you can see there's actually a new replica set out here being spun up as we speak, and I should be able to curl this once it's actually spun up. Okay, and it looks like that is the case. Still waiting on those other ones to terminate. They're still attached to the service. So once they're terminated, I should get hello Kubernetes, as I do now. Fantastic. So I've demonstrated with two commands, draft create, which actually puts all that metadata around your application, so a scaffold, they call it in the documentation, and then draft up, which pushes it to the draft daemon server side. From that source repository or source file system, it's going to look at the Docker file, create it, push it to my ACR, and then tell Helm to do an install with that container it's just created. Now finally, let's just go over and take a quick look at my repositories here. You should actually see, yes, Jolly Spaniel is there. Okay, and here are the tags that have been published out. Fantastic. So that's all I had for my demo. It really is that easy. And if you haven't already taken a look, I encourage you to get in there, start playing with it, and give us some feedback. Thanks for watching. Cheers.